Hi everyone, this is Jess, aka Sketchwriter Jess. I'm here to do a Wisdom Wednesday reading for you. I'm going to use a spread that I was using on Mondays called the Balance Check spread, but I have decided to do things just a little differently. Usually, most of the time, I would do just one card per side of what I call the scales. Be one card on one side, one card on the other, and then there would be the one card, the theme at the top, and usually like one other card, and then I'd put an oracle card in the middle. This time what I'm going to do is I'm going to have 2 cards per scale, and then when it comes to the theme, what I'm going to do is I will cut the deck, and I will have 2 cards revealed. And it doesn't have to be exactly in half, although it probably will be. That's just seems the right way to do it. So like there would be one from the bottom and one from the other half that came off. Also what I'm thinking is for these scales is perhaps maybe having one side be problems and one side be good things, and then like figuring out what can be done to balance those things out so the scale would be balanced. If that makes sense. I'm talking about it now. This is the first time I'm doing this, although I had one in a video called Leap and the Net will, and Leap and something will appear. That one's kind of like how I thought of it. So without further ado, I'm going to get started. I am using a different tarot today called the Cosmic Tarot. It's got beautiful work. I have a tarot reader friend that I've gone to a few times, for personal readings, and I really like her readings, and I think she's saying she's going to have a YouTube channel, but I don't know when it's going to happen, but if she has one, I'm sure I'll give her a shout out. She's an awesome person, and I got these from her. I paid her a fair price. They're used, so I paid her a fair price, and they have good energy, so I'm not worried about it. So now I'm going to ask a question. Angel Uriel guides Chuck Cal in Mombasa. What can all of us learn from the bad and the good of working, doing business? I'd like this to be a career reading. So what can we learn about working in business? The good things, the bad things. The theme. Okay. So I'm going to start shuffling again. This is a new deck, so I had to figure out how to shuffle it so they were all right. They need to have an equal amount reversed, equal amount upright. I don't have the guidebook for this one, so I'm just going to use my big book that I wrote all the meanings in, and I'm hoping this will give me some more insight even for that writer deck with these pictures, because it'll just give more fully rounded readings, I think, to have meanings from other decks that have similar cards. So now I'm going to start putting out the scales, good and the bad of everything. That doesn't necessarily mean it has to be reversed, although I have the reversed meanings. Oh. I'll read the cards to you after I've put them down. this thing. Now I will get one from an oracle card from Notes from the Universe. And even if the cards aren't reversed, you can still find things that would, that each card, it has like a good and a bad side, even if it's upright, usually. Not always, but usually they do have like bad and good. So, okay, so now I'm going to show you the cards. We have, for the right scale, we have the Eight of Pentacles, and we have the Prince of Pentacles. For the left scale, we have the Empress, and we have Five of Cups. So really, that's the saddest card in the deck. For the theme on the right scale, we have Three of Pentacles reversed, but I'll turn it upright so you can see what it looks like. And then for the left scale, we have the Princess of Swords. And it's interesting, this deck has King, Queen, Knight, and Prince and Princess, instead of Knight and Pages. So I'll just use those terms. The Prince will be the Knight, and the Princess will be the Page. Just makes more sense for me to do it that way instead of trying to do something else, I guess. So, what I'll do is I will come back with the reading. Hi everyone. I just realized I forgot to show you the oracle card, so here it is. It says time to make a demonstration, and I will read it to you. The older the soul, the softer the glance, the quicker the smile, and the sooner to say, I love you. They also skip and wink more than usual, and hold hands with those they walk beside. Utterly fearless, the universe. Okay, so I wrote up the messages, and I did it a little differently this time. There isn't a poem, and there isn't like a final little line at the end. This is really meant to be more a serious reading. My twin flame readings tend to be a little funny, although I'm beginning to see I really like this deck, and I may do like a funny one and a serious one, maybe. We'll see. I think that might be something to consider, but for right now I'm doing things the way I'm doing them. So also I want to point out some symbolism on these cards because they help me come up with the messages. As you can see, the Eight of Pentacles here, this woman is looking at a bloom, and I use that as one of the images in my writing. Then this guy, he's like, you know, staring people down, and like he's got things under control. I believe I said something about that. We have the Empress here, and she's looking all fine and cool, and like she knows what's going on. You know, it's funny, she almost has like a High Priestess vibe to me. But she's not the High Priestess vibe. I guess she's the Empress. Then we have the Five of Cups, and this one is different than the regular, than the Rider deck. All the cups are down. So, I mean, this person's really in mourning. They lost everything. And I always said that that card is the saddest card in the deck. I mean, I've talked about it in live chats on Instagram sometimes. It is the saddest. I mean, death at least is more like a transition card. But this one, sometimes I think, you know, like, I think a real death can be shown from it. I mean, I'm not saying, like, predicting future deaths. I mean, I just mean, I don't know, if somebody passed away in somebody's life and they saw the card, it would immediately trigger that kind of feeling. So, I mean, I think it touches people on a real deep level. For the Three of Pentacles, I'll just hold it up like this. they had it reversed. Like, it was reversed, and these guys are very focused on what they're doing. They got things down to a science, and I think that I kind of talked a little bit about the best way to approach the way work can be done. And the last one before the Oracle is the Princess of Swords. And she's very dominant, she almost has like a cold, calculating kind of look to her. She knows what she wants. She wants things done a certain way. Yeah, this deck is interesting. This is the first time I've ever used it in a reading. I went through it the other night, and I was just going through it and noticing the beautiful artwork, and I'll just get used to it, and we'll see. I don't know if I use it for love yet. I might. It might be something I'll do. Maybe next week I'll try it out, like on Tuesday, the Twin Flame Tuesday. Because I know people want that serious, they want serious readings too. So, now I'm going to read to you what I got from my spirit guides and the angels. The spread. With the Eight of Pentacles and Prince of Pentacles, key phrases are craftsmanship and hard work materializes. That's for the good part. For the bad part, with the Empress and Five of Cups, key phrases are loving, action, loss, and mourning. For the obstacles, for the good part, with the Three of Pentacles reversed, key phrases are mediocre work and pettiness. For the bad, we have with the Princess of Swords, key phrases are spying and service. For the Oracle, we have with the Oracle time to make a demonstration. The key phrase is remember to love what you do every day. Okay, so this starts the actual reading. For the good qualities of the work pulse today. If a person keeps their eye of the place inside them that blooms, they will be able to work and see what they have and set goals to become complete. For the bad qualities of the work pulse today. If a person is afraid to put themselves out there in fear of losing out on what can be the best career they've ever had, they will be mourning because they chose to stop themselves from blooming. Obstacles to keep in mind when things are going good. A person needs to make sure they don't go through the motions when they are working on something they love. They must savor every moment of work, knowing all the small tasks complete a project, and doing the tasks as important and high priority make a final project shine. Obstacles to keep in mind when things are going bad. Overseeing something to the point it's picked apart all at once and then put back together again will only halt a project. It's best to release the worry about how the final project, when it's complete, will be, and focus on working on parts of a project and fixing those as you go along. Then the project will be ready to do with what needs to be done. And the Oracle Wisdom reminds us that love is necessary for all good to exist. Nurturing a project is something that will set your project apart from the rest because it will show people what they are looking for but haven't found yet. I like that. I like the last line. I have to admit, I think Spirit wanted me to see this card before reading it because it seemed to have a message about something else I was thinking about, but I was able to apply it to this reading, and I think that it actually goes with this reading. I mean, time to make a demonstration. Yeah, time to make a mark with what you're doing. It's time to get in there, and if you're an independent business owner, it's time to just do it. I do it. I haven't made that many sales yet, but you know, I just keep at it. It's what keeps me going. If I didn't have my business, I don't know what I'd be doing. Probably eating bonbons and watching Lifetime movies. I have no idea. uh, no, I'd probably be reading my books. I don't know. That's the right answer, right? I'd be reading my books. No, it's easier to read books when I have other things going on. But I really like this Cosmic Tarot deck. It's really beautiful, and it adds another layer, I think, to the Rider deck. And you know, I guess there are some times when you can do a spread and just use the two together. I'm not sure how that would go, because these like have a more serious quality. To me, the Rider deck almost has like a cartoony quality to it. And that's what I love about it. Like, it's got like this theatrical feeling, like, oh, this is a show. Whereas these are very emotional cards. And they have a depth to them that, well, the Rider Tarot deck has depth too, but I mean, it's different. It has a different feeling. I don't know. I think this was a good reading, and I think what I'd like to start doing with all the readings is start saying the pulse, for the pulse of, like for the pulse of the Twin Flame Collective. And I can say today, or I can say anytime. It doesn't really matter. I just say today because we're all in the now. So, I mean, I guess I could say for now, right? Okay, I'll say for now. I'll write it in my book after this. Okay, so I'm Sketchwriter Jess on Instagram. Check out my blog, sketchwriterjess.com. I post blogs about the videos that I do. And they usually have the notes typed up, and it says what I wrote, but usually it's edited, like, so it's a little clearer. When I do these, I kind of channel them and then edit them in time, and like my brain is like giving me all this stuff, and then I'm trying to write it down, and it's a lot. So you know, when I have time to step away from it, I can edit it a little bit and just make it a little clearer. So it is worth checking out the blog even if you've seen the video. So with that, I think I'm going to sign off. I will see you tomorrow for Talk Thursday.